Hello, my intelligent students from all over the world. Are you ready to do these problems together? So let's dive to solve it. Here's what the column graph shows the number of nights girls stayed at a hotel during a certain month. Use the data in the graph to find the mean absolute deviation of the number of nights girls stayed at the hotel. So first of all, I try to convert this graph. Is a graph that this question gave me. Here for a horizontal axis, we see number of nights. For the vertical axis, I see the frequency. For example, the people that stayed only one night, okay, it happens 3 times, or 3 of them stayed at hotel for one night. For 2 nights, 10 times it happens. So I write the number and frequency. One night, 2 night. I am gonna find first of all the mean, the average of the night that the people stayed at a hotel, and then mean of absolute deviation. So I go 1, 2, 3 nights, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now I start to write the frequency of all of them. For one night I have 6. The frequency is 6. Here for 2 it's 10. And for 3 nights it's 8. And for 4 nights it's 5. Oh gosh, it's 5. For 5 nights it's 4. And for 6 is 3. For 7 it's 1. As we see, I try to see, it's 1. For 8 is 3. And now we know to find the mean of any data. I say the sum of all the data divided by the number of data. That means the number which I say one night happens 6 times, or 6 people stayed one night. So I have to find this data. I say 1 times 6 gives me 6. And 2 times 2 nights, 10 times it happened. For 2 nights, I have 10 people. So 20 nights here, and 8 times 3 gives me 24. 20, 18, and 7 here, and here, which is 24. If I add up all the data from the third column, which gives me all the sum of all the data would be 139. So I will write here to find mean. The sum of all the data is 139. And for the number of this data, I have to add up all the value of frequency, which gives me 40. So I write the number would be 40 because the total of this data, when I add them up, gives me 40. So the mean would be 3. If I do this division, give me 3.475. It's my mean. Now I have to find the absolute deviation of each data. That means the distance of each data from mean. That means 1 minus the absolute value of 1 minus 3.475, which gives me for the first one 2.475, and I write it here 2 point for the first one 47, sorry, 47 4 7 5. Oops, what happened? Let me write it better. I say 2.475, and I will go for the second one, 2 minus 3.475, which gives me 1.475, and I will go further, 3 minus 3.475, which gives me 0.475. The fourth would be, I say 4 minus mean, which gives me 0.525, and then 5 minus mean, this value, which gives me 1.525, and I will go for the next one, which is 6 minus this value, which gives me 2.525, and then I will go for 7, which gives me 3.525, and for 8 gives me 4.525. Now I write all my frequency here, which is 6, 10, 8, 5, 4, 3, 1, and 3. They are my frequency. I know the total of frequency is 40. And now to find the mean of this absolute deviation, I say how many times I had the data that's the distance from mean is 2.475. I said exactly like my frequency, 6 times I have it. So I find the multiplication of these two values. I say 6 multiplied by 2.475, which gives me 14.85. I will go further to write the product of these two values for all of them, and I will write here. Okay, I write all the value of the product of each row, which means frequency times the absolute deviation of each data. I write here in the third column, and at the total I add all the data up and write the value here. The sum of all this data equals 66.8. So for mean absolute deviation, I say the sum of all the data, which is 66.8, over the number of data, the frequency, which is 40. So the mean absolute deviation is 1.67. That means each people, okay, will stay, if I get it 3, and if I round it to 2, and I round it to 3, the average of staying at the hotel is 3 nights, okay? Um, and I have to say, people will stay 2 nights. Mean absolute deviation shows me people will stay 2 nights more or less than this mean. That means the spread data is 2 more or less than this mean.